Decided to take the OM-4Ti out because, well, why not? It's a little bit more convenient than just burning through rolls of FLICKR on that 690.
The marina here in Sandwich is normally a busy place, and I say normally because when I was there weren't a lot of fishermen, and the ones that I did see, they didn't want to be photographed because by the time I was getting in, they were pulling out around 5 a.m. And after a long night of fishing, being in wet waders, smelling like the ocean, and being absolutely cold to the bone, I can't imagine you'd want to get your photograph taken. So with that, I decided I would walk around the boats and document on the OM-4Ti and just kind of stay out of the way. All while listening to the sounds of seagulls and some really far out country music. I spent a few mornings at the marina before I had found a completely different side to the Cape, one that I didn't expect.
Pretty cool. We got some buoys over here on the side of this old Cape Cod style home. There's actually an outdoor shower back there. It is abandoned, so no real worries. There's for sale signs strewn about. Looks like they've been here for quite some time, so gotta imagine this place has not sold and has just been left to rot in these rough, currently not today, but these rough New England winters. Right on the banks of a nice marsh. So really interesting that this place goes abandoned. Being so old, you can tell, but really interesting. Sometimes when you're out exploring areas, you run upon some very unlikely things. And I'm always on the lookout for abandoned stuff. And this one, as I drove by, was tucked away in the woods. And I could just see a little bit. And I was like, that looks like it could be abandoned. And it is. But I'm not quite sure what it is. definitely not on the list of things I thought I would find today.
So this was a cool place to photograph, and at the time, I had no idea what it was or why it was abandoned, and since shooting there, I've learned quite a bit more. This place was a restaurant and inn, and the inn part you're going to see in just a minute, but the entire property went abandoned in 2016 after the death of the owner. After a bevy of liens against the property and over $1 million in back taxes owed, this place eventually went under. Now, the inn part of this property, which I'm going to refrain from naming here, is really where it gets interesting. After leaving the pool area, I made my way up to the villas and found that this old abandoned property was still home to some of the off-season residents. Food, drinks, and memories were left out like puzzle pieces, just waiting to find their place, but fortunately for me, I didn't run into anyone, and despite the doors being left wide open, I doubt anyone will be back.
I gotta tell you, man, when you come to a place like this, it's really, really ominous. It reminds me of the Mountain Manor Inn that I visited in Pennsylvania, sort of spur of the moment, just passed it by on the street. And one of my favorite places that I've ever explored. I had some kind of weird things happen there. Nothing weird here, nothing eerie, nothing out of the ordinary. Everything completely unlocked to the rooms, completely wide open. Somebody clearly had been using them, but probably not for a very long time. Everything is just sort of strewn about. There's little cabins. There's a house back there. There's another house on the other side. There's a pool. And all of it is just completely left alone to rot. And it's really, really odd to see that kind of stuff out in the Cape. Because this is a wealthy area. Literally right over here to my left, there are $1 million mansions. And to the right, there are $1 million mansions. And right here, it's probably $1 million abandoned property. Pretty bizarre. Really, really bizarre.